What's up, everybody? I'm TridentZ back here with another Escape from Tarkov video. Today we're going to be talking about the Hideout. Specifically, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin farm, and we're also going to be talking about some ways to save money and some issues that I've seen that have rose up and possibly speculation on a future nerf. Now, I want you guys to take everything I'm saying here with a grain of salt, because a lot of this can change, and what I'm saying is only speculation. It's not 100% sure. This is just what I think, and these are my opinions. But I'll also be giving some tips and tricks on how to save some money and how to make some extra cash. I'm also going to be talking about some different playstyles, and we're getting into like some issues that I see with some playstyles in the current game and the current metas. So this is a different type of video. I don't usually do stuff like this, but let's get into it. All right, so no better place to start off than the Bitcoin farm, I guess. So here we can see my Bitcoin farm. I've got 33, graphics cards inside. I'm trying to get to 50 to max it out so I can make some money. If you guys don't know, the Bitcoin farm is possibly like the last thing you're going to be getting, level 3. The last thing on your hideout you're going to be getting, because you're going to be needing your solar power for it, and the solar power does cost a ton of money with the phase array elements. So basically what I'm trying to say here is the Bitcoin farm produces Bitcoins insanely quick. I only have around 33 right now, and I'm producing them at 9 hours each Bitcoin. And with my solar power, I'm saving a ton of fuel. Not to mention my hideout skills make it so that I drain fuel even slower. As you guys can see here, my fuel's on 20 out of 100. I'm still getting a good 10 hours out of it. One fuel can lasts me around 53 hours, and I'm only paying 140k for each fuel can. If we go into Jaeger level 2, it's 145k right now. It was 140k yesterday. Now the reason why I'm talking about this is because fuel prices have skyrocketed. As you guys can see, it's 520k, and it's near impossible to buy it off Jaeger because people will scoop it up real quick right whenever it restocks. I have some tips about that I'll get into a little bit later. We'll talk about that. But mainly, I want to talk about the issue that is with the Bitcoin farm itself, specifically Bitcoins. Right now, Bitcoins are going for around 650k. Now, that might seem like a good thing, like, oh wow, you're making all this profit, you can profit off easier. But I want you guys to think, how is that necessarily fair? You run pistol, or you go with a hatchet, you go to drop down room on reserve, you go to Texco, TechLite onto interchange. You get like 2 GPUs, a Tetris, you profit a good 3 mil just right there. If you guys don't know, GPUs are also going for around 1.2 mil, I believe. As you guys can see here, 1.2 going into 1.22 mil. So it is a lot of money. And obviously this is if you make it out alive, it has to be found in raid. But who's to say that if you do enough runs, you're not going to get them found in raid? Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Not everybody gets these runs all the time, so why is it an issue? Now, it is necessarily true that you're not going to be getting these crazy ass runs where you're going to get like 2 Tetrises and a graphics card all the time. But it is true that sometimes you do. So let's say yesterday I was playing reserve and I went into the drop down room. I found 2 GPUs and a big Tetris. How is it fair that I profit 3 mil in the first 2 minutes of the raid without firing a single bullet? I feel like this discourages people from even going into gunfights, because if I see those 2 GPUs, if I have my 50 GPUs in my hideout, I want to extract for the 3 mil. I'm gonna be making a ton of money. And if we take a look at me, I'm going on 31 mil. And I feel like this only benefits the better players, not necessarily the better players, but the players that put more time into the game, that are going through their hideout, that are using their GPUs, maxing out their hideouts and whatnot. And there is no skill in that. Like, I will be the first one to admit, nothing that I'm doing here is skillful. I've just put a bunch of hours into the game. Now, yes, if you're skilled, it does help because you can kill players, you can grab loot, make more money, do all that. But at the same time, there's not a whole lot of skill gap when it comes to making money. And also there's issues of price inflation and whatnot, not to mention like the fuel costs are going up to 500, 600k. And for people who don't even have their Bitcoin farms, or don't even have like level 2 or level 3 where it's really profitable, they're not going to want to run fuel. They're not going to want to run fuel in their hideout for their workbench or med station or whatever it might be. There's a ton of different things you could be doing. Water collector, you can profit off your hideout in other ways besides the Bitcoin farm. So why is it fair that these lower level players are not going to be wanting to run it anymore? Now, there's a little bit of speculation on this end because I think they might want to drop down the Bitcoin prices or make Bitcoins like worth half the amount of points they are, or rubles they are. When we see it's a 0.2 physical Bitcoin, I'm not sure how this works. Maybe they can make a 0.1 physical Bitcoin. I don't know. Whatever they might want to do, or they could just leave it as it is and not change it at all. Bitcoin values do fluctuate. It's been fluctuating for the past couple wipes, but it's never reached the point where it's been 650k a Bitcoin. The most it had been before this was last wipe. It was up to around like 300k. I think maybe like 250 to 300, like in the in those ranges. The wipe before that, the most it got to was like 150, I believe, or like 100. It wasn't a ton of money. Sure, this could keep going. It doesn't really have a huge effect, but I feel like it does affect the game and might affect people's playstyles. Now the question is, how do we turn this into a positive instead of a negative? Well, the number one thing we can be doing is building our Bitcoin farms, building our solar power, buying our fuel from Jaeger level 2 the second it stocks, and making sure we get that fuel in and pumping out those Bitcoins. Now, the tip that I do have, and it's probably not that effective, but it's going to be the best thing to help out, is what I like to do is I'll go to Jaeger and I'll see, all right, 10 minutes into the Jaeger restock, I'll go onto my phone, I'll put a alarm on for like 9 minutes and 30 seconds, for example. And then I'll leave my computer, I'll go do whatever I need to do, maybe, work out, whatever it is, come back, once my alarm rings, I have 30 seconds before, and I'll buy the fuel immediately, because these people do buy these things like hotcakes. Like they're trying to get this fuel immediately to save that extra 400k. To be fair, if you're buying your fuel and you're producing Bitcoins more than 1 Bitcoin a day, you are profiting off of it, but you're not going to profit as much as if you're going to buy it for 140k and have your solar power running as well. It's all about efficiency. Sure, you're going to be making money, but you could be making more. Now, it might be hard for some people to get all these graphics cards in place, all this money in place, and Tetrises, but that is exactly what I was talking about. You can just pistol or hatchet run Tetris and graphics card spawns, and Tetris and graphics cards are interchangeable. Whenever you find a graphics card, there's an equal likely chance that a Tetris will spawn there as well. So I have made a video on this previously. I'll put it up on the top right and leave it in the description down below about all the GPU spawns that I would recommend. And it is a pretty decent video. We do go into detail on, I believe it was customs, interchange, and reserve, and the different spawns on those maps. But hey, this is all speculation. I just wanted to share this with you guys today. If you guys have any thoughts and opinions and you guys want to talk about this in the comment section, be sure to do so. I'll try my best to reply to comments and questions. This is a thing that has to deal with speculation and conversation, stuff like that. It's not really clean cut. So let me know what you guys think. And with all that out the way, I've been TridentZ, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.